Well, all of those drivers headed out on the 33 this evening could be driving a very different road in the near future. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary Alice Demler. Scott is off tonight. Well, that has long been the dream of local activists, to have part of the Kensington that carved through East Side neighborhoods turned into a tunnel under a parkway. Tonight, there's $1 billion to make that happen. And 2 on your side's Dave McKinley has tough questions for the lawmakers who came here to announce that.
Advocates for this project were joined by elected officials who also supported to celebrate today the announcement actually made by the governor last week that the state was ready to back the effort, and where afterward County Executive Mark Poloncarz, who was not among today's celebrants, called reconnecting the neighborhoods on either side of the Kensington, which are actually connected by no less than 6 bridges in the section we're talking about, something long overdue.
We have thriving neighborhoods on one side and you have neighborhoods that are in significant distress. They're literally 100 yards from each other.
We found absolutely no evidence to back his claim along the 3/4-mile stretch here, where the neighborhood on one side is really not that much different than the one on the other.
What are you revitalizing?
Robert Porter lived in this neighborhood when the Kensington was built and still owns a home overlooking the recessed section, a neighborhood he says has been fractured for as long as he can remember.
You think spending $1 billion to cover this, plant grass on top of it, and make it into a park will unfracture the neighborhood?
No.
Yet with fire and brimstone, State Senator Tim Kennedy says it's the right thing to do.
To reclaim the community once and for all, for the community that has suffered far too long because of the mistakes and the injustices of the past.
What kind of evidence can you show me right now that spending $1 billion to cover 3/4 of the Kensington and plant grass on top of it will do anything that you talked about in terms of what you think it will accomplish?
It's real simple. When government invests in people, people invest in themselves.
But State Assembly Majority Leader Crystal Stokes also says there's an important overarching theme to all of this.
And when did you ever see $1 billion invested in the community where black people live? You haven't.
The perspective of Mayor Byron Brown is that this just can't be looked at as just a transportation project if it's truly to be transformational. His honor says it has to be supplemented with additional funding to improve housing and business prospects in those neighborhoods near the Kensington, which he says the city will be ready to do. In the Information Center, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.